Cryptillion and Crypto Crackhead Nation. Today is Wednesday, May 12th, and you're about to get Timified. Hey, new viewers to this channel. This crypto YouTube channel does two things that other crypto YouTube channels are not doing, and my current viewers find them to be very, very profitable. I address the two things that you're doing wrong, essentially, that is holding you back from making a good amount of profit during this bull run. A, you don't know how to enter safely. You've listened to YouTubers, you've bought the coins they talk about, then it drops right on your face, down 30%. I teach you how to enter safely, strategies, multiple strategies. Second, you're scared to sell. You're not selling enough. Hell, you probably have never sold. I teach you how to turn into, go from a buyer to prayer to a profit pimp. So if profit pimping sounds good, safe entries sound good, you're at the right place. Turn this up to ×2 speed, and by the end, if you like what you see, if you hit subscribe and the thumbs up, so don't thumbs up unless you like this, right? So watch it through ×2 speed. If you end up joining the community by subscribing, let me know in the comment section whether you want to be a Cryptillion or a Crypto Crackhead. The rules of this channel are, if you subscribe, I need to know which crypto pronoun you have chosen. They are gender neutral and gender fluid. So here we go. Turn it up to ×2 speed if you're a native English speaker, because you're about ready to have initiation of timification. All right. So today I'm going to skip a Bitcoin and Ethereum because it's just going back and forth, right? But I will lead with this. But the point of this video is going to be the non-sexy coins of crypto that don't get any YouTube hype. And they are the monetary coins. And really, a lot of people don't hold them in their portfolio, or mostly noobs. Noobs don't hold monetary coins in their portfolio because they don't realize the math behind it. So, and I think it's a big mistake that YouTube doesn't cover these because there is no news, right? Monetary, okay, when have you seen Bitcoin news? When have you seen Litecoin news? There's been actually a couple. They're trying to implement private send and stuff. When have you heard Bitcoin Cash news besides like forking and stuff? Haven't. They don't need news. So, hey, Allie, I asked you very specifically to keep it down. 9-year-old daughter talking on the phone. Hopefully her homework's done. So, this video is going to cover that, and I'm going to go over several different types of monetary coins, which means it's not a blockchain business. There is no revenue. No one needs revenue from it. It's not a business. It is a form of money. And most people don't realize this because when I cover coins in the past or in the current, like Viacoin, that is extremely good looking in terms of end of year ROI from this point and the point I started talking about it back at 80 cents. A lot of people said, oh, it hasn't had any news, no news. Like I got that all over. No, when have you heard Bitcoin news? The ROI of Viacoin to the end of the year is going to be way higher than Cardano's, perhaps by 10 or 20 times. In terms of ROI from today to the end of the year, right? So these things need to be covered, and I want to show you the math behind why it might be wise to have some of these in your portfolio, okay? Going 50% in your portfolio on these? No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm not insinuating that. I'm insinuating if you haven't thought about these, here's the reasons why, here's the math, here's the chart behind it, right? And here's the history. So that's going to be the point of the video. Start with Ethereum and Bitcoin. Looks like it's just bouncing on my 4-hour gray line. Yeah. Oops, I did it again. Yeah, just bouncing. Honestly, though, folks, Bitcoin does look like it wants to take a stab down here. 52 to, it looks like it wants to touch the origin line and maybe wick a little back. It might go to 51. However, historically, this line holds up pretty well once it comes above it. So I anticipate it's just consolidating, then it'll move up. However, it is possible it takes a stab down here, then has a violent reaction up and consolidates around the 57 to 56 area, somewhere in this box, right? So really nothing's changed since yesterday. I'm not going to cover this. If you took in long positions, now do you understand why you move your stops into profit? Because now you have more money to long your things even lower. Try it again, right? So you always have to have the mentality. It takes like sometimes 4 tries to long something successfully, even if it's only like a week-long move or a day-long move. It takes a lot of tries. All right. Ethereum. New viewers, these ribbon information, it's available on for patrons in my community. However, if you want to see it on like normal EMAs, Ethereum is just bouncing on the 4-hour 21. Pretty normal. It looks like it's going to stair step. And everybody, check this out. Remember my projections for Ethereum that I made like 10, 15 days ago? I just got lucky, but it's on the exact trajectory. It's kind of like that one time when Bepro went up to 4.6 cents, and I told everybody now is a taking profit right now is a winning strategy, and hardly anybody believed me. In that exact moment, I think it was the same video. I did something very similar. I had trend lines about like this though. I've removed all those because my Bepro graph got too sloppy. I had trend lines somewhere like that. Something like that. And I said very specifically, now that it did this, it got too hot too fast because there was a big YouTube channel that covered it, and I knew, yep, this is just YouTube hype. It's going to crash hard because of it, most likely. And I drew a line like this. Or actually, I didn't do that. I drew a line like this, squiggly, and I said it'll go sideways for a month. And my projections actually were pretty good up until April, and then it actually started going lower, which was one of the, actually, I said in the same video, one of my top 3 probabilities is that it eventually hits its prior high, which it did. And I just posted on Twitter that, right? So it's the thumbnail if you have new viewers or whoever, or just relatively new viewers. It's the one where I'm holding a ball of fire. It's one of my cooler thumbnails. But I think potentially I just got lucky with that just scribble. So with Ethereum, I'm not saying I'm a wizard or anything. It's just a normal trajectory. But the point is, it's on track. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. It's just bouncing on the 4-hour 21, which is bullish AF. Everything looks good. There's no divergences, really. I mean, if you interpret the 4-hour as, like, if you're not counting these little things, but you're seeing the 4-hour as a lower time frame as 1 move, 2 move, a 3rd move, and price goes higher as the RSI hump gets lower, there's no divergence still. Technically, if you want to zoom in, yeah, maybe you can count that as divergence because it made a higher high, but no, on the daily, it all looks good. It's still making higher highs on the daily. I mean, shit, look at this. There's no divergence. So what price is doing is it's essentially allowing its RSI to come down to check the EMA, which it could bust right through it, and then go straight down to like 3,100 or 2,600, or it could come. Allison, don't make me ask again. All right. For some reason, her memory today is like 10 seconds long. Like, let's start screaming on the phone again in excitement. Let's get excited about Bitcoin or BitConnect. I'm giving away 1 million BitConnect to the person who writes first in the comment section. 100,000 or 100 million BitConnect. Now, I don't give away anything on this channel besides free, really good, profitable content. I'm not going to give away stuff. I don't want people here for giveaways. I want people here to make themselves more money, right? Regardless of joining Patreon or not. I want you here because you want to make your own money. You're not here to try to respond to something or guess the answer of a question for $100. I don't think I'll ever do that. Because I honestly don't think I want to attract those types of viewers. All right. Yeah, so let's go to the non-sexy coins. Here we go. Where am I at here? At 8 minutes. All right. For timestamps, sorry. I'm really bad with timestamps. So first non-sexy coin, Litecoin. What about Litecoin? Why is this a non-sexy coin? Well, it's a monetary coin. What's a monetary coin, Tim? It means it doesn't need news, and it's going to pump on your face, and it's going to make a disgrace out of the ROI in Cardano. Or even though I'm really bullish on Cardano right now, by the way, in terms of the formation of, I think it might lead the market here for a bit, but Litecoin's still going to get more ROI than Cardano, if I had to guess. Okay, I actually think that's a very statistically likely guess. So that's why monetary coins are sexy. They don't get news, they don't get YouTube hype, but if you literally, not financial advice, if you bought Litecoin right now with $100, and you bought Cardano right now with $100, at the market top, whenever that happens, with the knowledge that you can't sell tops really, but when it tops, it is, I think it's like a 95% chance your original $100 of Litecoin would be much higher than your original $100 of Cardano, assuming right now, from this point forward. That's why I'm covering these coins. There's going to be more ROI on them over most of the coins that YouTubers have covered. that have already gone on a 6,000% run because YouTubers talked about it. It's not going to do it again, folks. It's not going to have another 6,000% run. It's not going to happen, okay? All right, so anyway, Litecoin, till the end of the year, these non-sexy coins, the reason why I like them so much, the reason why I like monetary coins so much is because, so this is perhaps the most important thing I'm going to say in the entire video, is because they move like a machine. They are essentially a machine built out of code. So the probability with which you can predict where to sell close to a top is much better of a statistical likelihood that you're guessing correctly than pretty much anything that is not a monetary coin. Therefore, your relative risk within crypto. So everything in crypto is risky. Like even Bitcoin's risky. It dropped 83.5% during last bear market. Ethereum dropped 95% literally, right? $100 literally became $5 within 13 months time from peak to bottom. Literally became $5, right? So it's very risky. But within that risk, setting like a litmus, okay, average risk, monetary coins are among the safest or least risk in terms, and they're going to have ROI, very good ROI potential. So when you say low risk relative to crypto, very low risk relative, mixed with very solid ROI, why wouldn't that be something in your portfolio as opposed to something that you can't calculate jack shit, you're just speculating, so you don't get any of this element. You just have potential ROI to the moon. Why would you want your portfolio full of this stuff? Why not have one that's a badass mix of both? Over time, over 1,000 bull runs, I think you would be better off holding, potentially all monetary coins where it has that mixture of calculated, estimates with good probabilities mixed with good ROI. I really think that's true. Over 1,000 bull runs, you played a bull run, perhaps the same bull run, but over 1,000 universes, you played that bull run 1,000 different ways. You bought 1,000 different types of Cardano or whatever the flavor of the month is for Harmony One or whatever popped, like Pirate Chain. In this universe, it wasn't Pirate Chain or Dogecoin. It was this and that, right? The way you play it over there, over those 1,000, the average of your monetary coin moves, I think, on average, would be better than any average of any other type of way to go, right? Now, should you base your portfolio fully off of Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Dash, Viacoin, Grosselcoin, DEEPONION, Monero, because those are all monetary coins? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that these are overlooked. YouTubers aren't talking about them, and they really provide the best mix of those two elements. Calculated, right? Good guesses with good ROI. All right, so let's so that's the concept. Let's see this in the damn chart. So Tim, make some sense of this. Well, origin lines for new viewers, I have a video in my description section, and you can just go to my playlist. It's in the library. It says origin lines, right? So you can make sense of this and why it works so perfectly. But just real quickly, look, got the low perfectly, got the low perfectly, low perfectly, low perfectly. Two highs, hit it almost exactly, right? And all these lines hit like resistance points, and it just works. It just works. I don't know why. All right. So, and if you see these on other YouTuber channels, they got it from me because I made these, and they're kind of starting to catch fire along with the ribbons. But so you saw it here first, essentially. And if you didn't, it was here first. So you should check out how I use them. But anyway, calculating from current price to estimated where it might hit, that's 800% up. Okay, so you're calculating that. Can you do that with Cardano? No. It's only had one bull run. And it started during the height of the bull run. It was just down its whole life. Like, you can't do jack shit. It was literally down for 100% of almost 100% of its life. Until, let's say here, it made higher low in September 2020. Cardano was down its whole life until September 2020. Okay, although I am bullish on it currently. So you can't make these types of projections for that. There is no high probability estimate at the end of what ROI you're going to get. There isn't one. You can't do it. So see the difference? Litecoin, you can do it. Bitcoin, you can do it. Ethereum, and Ethereum is a business, but for some reason it moves with Bitcoin, so it really takes shape of a monetary coin as of now, a very bullish monetary coin. So that's really good ROI to the end of the year, 830%. Well, let's look at Bitcoin. All right, out of all monetary coins, obviously this gets the most attention, but to $320,000, that's only a 500% increase. And Litecoin was 800, right? So let's compare it to Ethereum. If Ethereum were to hit 32,000, like I'm thinking, at the end of the year, that's only 600% increase. So imagine Ethereum at 30K, and Litecoin outperforms it from buying today, not from buying the very bottom, because you can't buy bottoms. None of you were buying this down here. Actually, I did, because I had origin lines. I did buy Ethereum right at $80, and I tried buying some more at 40, but it never got there, obviously. I just really thought there was going to be a wick a lot lower for some reason. I don't know why, but, and actually, no, I didn't know where this origin line was going to be. Actually, that's not true. I couldn't make this origin line until it went down to $80. I thought the origin line was going to be this slope about right there, so I guessed about 40. I was thinking it wasn't going to be so aggressive, but Ethereum slopes are pretty aggressive. So yeah, you can't count that. So people say, oh, it's outperformed Bitcoin. No, it hasn't. I mean, actually, it has as of now. But when people were saying that weeks ago, no, it hasn't. It was at its all-time high. Bitcoin was 2 times above its all-time high. So technically, given that, you can't count the weakness of a 95% drop versus Bitcoin's less drop. You can't say this is outperforming it at this point here when it was at about 2,000. Bitcoin was way outperforming Ethereum, for example, right? So using that same thought process, from moving forward from now, what is the raw ROI? A lot of these non-sexy coins are going to get better ROI than even holding Ethereum if it goes to 30K. So that's one mathematical kind of concept that should hit home for you. That should start making like normal sense, right? But it gets even better than this, folks. I'm telling you, it freaking gets better. I'm going to tag that. It freaking gets better. It's going to be like the best tag on YouTube ever. All right, check this out. Bitcoin Cash. So if just to all-time highs, it still has a lot of room to go. 220% from all-time highs. So if you go to Ethereum and say the performance from all-time highs might be very similar, if Ethereum truly goes to 30K from top to top, that would be 2,300%, 2,300%. So let's go to Bitcoin Cash. If it does something similar, top to top, that puts it at, holy, really? No way. I don't think that's going to happen. It could. Wow, I actually haven't been eyeballing Bitcoin Cash. Holy cow. So my surprise is like literally the point of this video. Holy cow. Monetary coins are so much more. Oh my God. I'm glad I didn't check this. I didn't like plan this video. I just knew I wanted to talk about Bitcoin Cash and monetary coins. I am just like, there's no way. What am I doing something wrong? So this is the point. Like when you look at the math behind this, you're going to realize, holy shit, why don't I have monetary coins? Is this for real? $100,000. So if it truly did get to $100,000, if it performed from top to top, what was I doing? Oh, 100. That's 60. That's almost 7,000% increase from now. However, I think, kind of like Cardano, it started off overvalued. I don't think that's a fair assessment. It might be fairer to come from here. So this wasn't a true valuation. Everything that came out at the time Cardano did, it was way overvalued. So this one, I don't think this is a good example. However, mathematically, if it has anything similar to Ethereum, I mean, that's why you're looking at almost like 100x from here. It's crazy, right? or at least 61x in that case. All right, but it does get better. I'm telling you. Come on, dog, stop it. Okay, Viacoin. Just let me show you. Monetary coin. Essentially, what it does is in 2013, just like in 2017, which most of you weren't here for that, everything was an Ethereum killer, the Chinese Ethereum, which honestly is kind of catching steam lately. I just can't believe the 2017 hype are trying to de-hype again. It's kind of surprising because all of them petered out anyway. And not even EOS, which everybody thought was going to be a top 2 coin. Where is it now? not there. Tron, not there, right? So those were all the hype coins of that time. And Cardano is a hype coin again, but it looks good. But anyway, so look at this. Watch. This is actually what happened. A 250,000% increase. Are the coins you holding mathematically and statistically have a reason to go up a 250,000% from top to bottom? No, they don't. No, they don't. Unless you hold small alts. But if you hold small alts that aren't monetary coins, you can't actually calculate that. You're just speculating, and your guess, honestly, you have no clue how good of a guess it is. So with Viacoin, from top to bottom, usually the next bull run, it only does about 70% of that. So let's see if these calculations from here to here, with my projection, is, somewhere it's less than a 250,000%. So let's go from origin line to about the middle of these. It's 120,000% instead of a 250,000%. So it's less than half. So if it has less than half of it did last run, this has 100x in it almost. From now, or no, from the bottom. Actually, yeah, from now. It's $1.50, and that would put it over about 120 bucks. That's almost 100x from now. So this monetary coin that ain't no news, Tim, doesn't matter. Calculated risk, calculated estimates, 7,000% from now. What was Ethereum's to 30,000? 648% to 30K. So if you have a good probability of catching a 7,000% move, because the relative probability of your calculated guess being good is way better than any other non-monetary coin, right? And it's looking like it's more than 10x the ROI that Ethereum would get in the event it hits 30K, which I think it will, actually. Why wouldn't you have... Now, I'm not saying buy Viacoin. I'm not saying that. Just check out monetary coins, folks, that aren't on page 1 of Coin Market, or that are on page 1. Okay, let's go to Dash. And it gets better, folks, I'm telling you. Now, this Dash is going to be more similar to... It's going to be a little bit better than Litecoin. So Dash, till the end of the year, I think this is the end of the year, right? Is this the end of the year? Allison, why don't you just come over here and say hi to everybody and yell and scream? And no, that's 2025. End of year. If it happens to get projections, that's probably a little too high. But it's similar to Viacoins from now. So I told you it's getting better. It's pretty low on its graph versus Bitcoin. But that's versus the dollar. Damn. So, I mean, Dash might have a lot in it. Almost as much as Viacoin. That's weird. I'm kind of surprised at that number. So that's the whole point. You're going to be surprised when you see the math behind there. I knew I was going to talk about these coins, and I actually hadn't. I'm pretty much mostly looking at Litecoin because I like but this is the whole point. If you literally just look at the math behind it, you're going to realize, holy crap, and you're going to be freaking surprised. Why aren't these being talked about more? I see YouTubers talk about Harmony One at its top. Let me show you. Literally, you could go back on people's channel and look at the day they said it and look at where Harmony was. It was right here when YouTubers started talking about it. And I heard multiple say, oh, it's a good idea to have Harmony One in your portfolio. Yeah. If you added it at the breakout, because Kryptonians, crypto crackheads by breakouts, yeah. It was a good idea if you got it then. So, do you think Harmony One has 6,000% left in it? No. It already freaking went on its huge run. This shit ain't going to happen again. It's not going to go on that big of a run the rest of the year, I'm telling you. Now, will it go up from here? Yeah, probably. Maybe even like 1,000%. But it ain't going to be like 3,000 to 4,000%, I'm telling you. So, monetary coins, that's what I'm saying right here, right? Calculated. And plus, you can't calculate jack shit on this. I mean, maybe. Maybe like connect those lines and do a crude guess. You know, that would put it at 12x from here. If it did something like that, right? That's not bad. That's about what I think Cardano will get, maybe 12x from here. But that's nothing compared to these monetary coins, right? You see what I'm saying now? Okay, so I'm going to Shilling. I have a lot of it, by the way, okay? So is now a good time to buy DEEPONION? I'm not saying it is or isn't. I honestly, you know, I personally don't buy things after they've had a lot of green candles. This looks like it's kind of correct. It's kind of, well, it's on its daily 10. And so I'm not saying it's a good time to buy, but it doesn't look horrible, but it could come down and retest 63 cents. So I like safe entries. I personally would enter it. But here's the thing, the math behind it. Okay, so typically coins, especially monetary coins, they go at least 10x above their previous all-time high. At least. Right? Something like Viacoin went way more than that, right? Actually, let's see how much percent it went. Let's just actually see from top to top.
I'm gonna go and send something to you.
Shh. 3,000%. 2,500%. Yeah, most coins don't go quite that much, I don't think. But anyway, because that's like 26x, right? But anyway, they usually get like 900% over, which is 10x, I believe. Because 100% is 2x, right? 100% increase is 2 times your money, so you have to add 1. So, zoom out. Let's look. If this is like literally what happens with monetary coins, almost every time, no matter the coin, no matter how low it went, doesn't matter. They just almost all do it. So, you know, calculated reasons, right? That you cannot have with non-monetary coins. So, what I say, at least 10x, which would be about 900%. Shit, I gotta zoom out more. Telling you folks, I'm not even doing it from the top of the wick. I'm doing it from about 17 where it closed candles. 179 bucks. If it follows the general rule or the general trend, what monetary coins almost all do. Yeah, that's how you spell house. Oh, you have soccer practice, Dork.
But whenever it's done.
Sure, maybe. All right. Yeah. So look at that. So that's that's a little over 100x from here if it follows this general trend. But what do you do in trading? The trend is your friend. So why not freaking use the trend as your friend to see that monetary coins, especially the lower cap ones that haven't gone past their all-time high, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Dash, Viacoin, so on, Grosso-Coin is kind of a sister coin to Viacoin. Very similar projects, and they stay toe-to-toe with each other mostly. Even though Viacoin's been outperforming Grosso-Coin, surprisingly. Mostly because it's deflationary, and that's actually why I chose Viacoin to buy over Grosso-Coin, personally. But a lot of people like Grosso-Coin better because they're usually the first mover in that space of transactional coins, kind of like Litecoin. But anyway, so look at this. Look at the math behind this. The trend is your friend, calculated, have a high probability or a higher probability that this guess is a good guess over guessing something like Cardano to, $20. There is no, you're just guessing. Your guess isn't good. You can't calculate your guess. Monetary coins you can, and they have a huge ROI. Why the hell aren't people talking about this? Why haven't I been? I think, honestly, I think I've been a disservice to my community by only having spoken about Viacoin as a monetary coin. Obviously, because I was talking about it 70 cents and it's done pretty well and it's going to continue doing well. But a lot of these monetary coins that aren't past their all-time high, I don't know. I mathematically, it just makes sense. And it's not being talked about. So that's all I wanted to cover. In summary, am I saying go buy Litecoin? Am I saying go buy Dash now? Although the market is taking a dip, I mean, usually we buy dips, but I'm not saying that now's a good time. You have to make your own assessment that now's a good time. In general terms, having these things in your portfolio, if you don't have some like 10% allocation or 15% allocation to monetary coins across large cap like Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, big caps, some mid caps like Viacoin, Viacoin, some small caps, or Monero. Put Monero in there too. It's actually it's right with Litecoin. They're both testing all-time highs, getting ready to break out, consolidating at all-time highs. So Monero is a monetary coin. It's just a private one, right? And just think about how much of your portfolio do you want that badass mixture of high probability good guess, or relatively high probability of a good guess to know your ROI at the end of the year, mixed with high ROI in general. Honestly, a decent amount of my portfolio is in there. It's like it's probably 15% personally. Is that your number you should land on? I'm not saying that. Some of the people in my Patreon, like they've gone like 40% and 50% in it, and they just play and speculate with things like, you know, Harmony or Theta, all your flavors of the month, or smaller caps that haven't popped yet. They're trying to, you know, bet on that. They use 50% of their account to do your moonshots. I'm just guessing, right? Or your trias. We're kind of thinking a general market cap could go to $900, but that ROI on the $900, if you calculate it, is almost exactly the same as Viacoins. And the guess of trash to $900, you don't have a strong reason to know that. Honestly, it could go higher. I'm not saying that, but in general terms. And do I think trash will hit 900? Yeah, probably. But that ROI would be almost exactly the same as the more likely prediction that Viacoin will follow the trend and come around here. This is a better calculated risk, or it has a higher probability of playing out than your guess of a non-monetary coin. Doesn't have to be trash to pick anything. Besides Ethereum, because Ethereum moves like this. But anything, pick a coin, Harmony, you know, Phantom, Cardano. That's the thought I want to leave you with. How much of your portfolio do you have now of this badass mixture, and how much do you think you should have? So hopefully you found this useful. If it makes a good difference for you in your bull run experience, that will be short-lived. And if you don't know that, watch my Market Cycle Crashes video in the library playlist or in the description section. But if this ends up helping you out, you thought, you know, you liked what you saw and you're new, subscribe. Let me know if you want to be a cryptillion or a crypto crackhead. And but current viewers, you know, did you get any value out of it? Just let me know. Like, or Tim, you didn't make any damn sense. You didn't convince me with charts or numbers, but whatever. Let me know what your thoughts on that, because this is really important. Okay, it's kind of like a hedge for your just drastic speculation in non-monetary coins. So, all right, we'll see you next time. You all just got Timified.